Okay, so you can't have forgotten already.
But Mikey, it is time to put our heads together and choose who we let into the inner sanctum.
That still sounds rude every time I hear it.
How are we going to resolve this?
So we agree? It's between William and Simon. How about we toss for it?
Really?
Hi, my name is Joanna Halliday, and I am the storyteller. Friends of Dorothy, Episode 2, Bedroom Farce, by David Rector. March 1984. The living room, 6 p.m. Simon is seen in the distant courtyard with a Walkman strapped to his linen shorts and floral shirt open to the waist. He is wired for sound and is in his own world as he potters around a bag of clothes. Mikey is heard singing in the bathroom.
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair and send him on his way.
William races in through the open front door, hurrying and does not see Simon. He dumps a bag of clothes on the kitchen counter and carries 2 boxes into the 3rd bedroom, then runs back out through the front door. Simon has busily crouched out of sight. Simon then glides into the living room, still with headphones, and has multiple coat hangers with clothes, and arrives at the 3rd bedroom. He eyes the boxes that have been placed there. He hangs the items hastily into the cupboard whilst bopping and shuts the door. He then stands in front of the bathroom, lowering the headphones.
Mikey, there are boxes in my room?
Oh, yes. Sorry, they're mine. I'm not unpacked myself yet. Aren't I a silly? Just move them into my room.
Okay, thanks so much.
I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms. I'm gonna wave that man right out of my arms and send him on his way.
Simon quickly places one of William's boxes in Mikey's room and gallops back to the courtyard, Walkman reaffixed. William returns and heads straight to the bedroom, but doesn't clock that one box is missing, places 2 more, then quickly returns to the street. Simon repeats his actions, with more hangers to be stuffed into the small cupboard. He is startled to find even more boxes having appeared.
But I moved them.
Simon once again assails Mikey mid-chorus. The shower has stopped.
Mikey, are you quite sure it's okay to shift your stuff?
Absolutely, Si. Can I call you Si? Si?
I think you just did. 3 times. I've been called worse.
Simon, this time, gathers all of the boxes and places them in Mikey's room, then goes back to the courtyard, sitting on the ground to sift through more clothes. William strides in, oblivious to Simon's presence. He sees that all of his boxes have vanished and gives an incredulous look.
Mikey, the boxes?
Yes, my room, Si. Sorry.
William shakes his head, considers checking out the bedroom, but looks at his watch and dumps the box and leaves. Viv arrives moments later at the front door.
Cooey! Cooey!
She wanders into the kitchen nook, sees the bags on the counter, and views Simon in the courtyard. He heads for the bedrooms with a bag of toiletries. Viv instinctively ducks to not be seen. As she gets up, she knocks the bag of clothes over. Viv madly attempts to return the items to it. She ducks back again, now flustered. Simon sees another box in the 3rd bedroom and rips off his headphones to speak with Mikey outside the bathroom.
Mikey, have you got a poltergeist or E.T. living with you?
Steph can be scary, but she's not here now.
Mikey opens the bathroom door wearing a brightly coloured beach towel around his head, a sarong and flip-flops.
Why? What's up?
Well, boxes keep materializing, reappearing.
How do these boxes look to you? In what form and dimension? Can you touch them?
Oh, yes, they are real. They are just not mine.
Mikey waddles to where Simon brings one of William's boxes and pulls out 3 perfectly folded shirts.
Well, they're definitely not mine. I can't even look at white and it gets dirty, and these are way too dorky for me.
William has re-entered the living area and sees both Mikey and Simon holding his shirts, and Viv under the counter madly stuffing underwear back into the bag.
Is this my welcoming committee or a police raid?
Oh, so sorry. Are these yours? The bag fell open and I was just trying to...
Steph has arrived back, closing the front door.
Hey, Steph. How are you doing?
The day before. The living room, 9:30 a.m. Steph is on the sofa with books all around. Mikey bounces in, wearing cut-off shorts and a busily bright sweatshirt.
Oh, top of the morning to you, Stephanie.
I gavolt. Mikey, could you be any louder in every sense?
I could, but you may not appreciate it. I thought it was suitable Sunday wear.
For the teddy bear's picnic, maybe. God needed a rest on Sundays, and so do I. Those shorts don't leave much to the imagination.
Well, switch off your imagination then. A mug of dishwater for you?
After that presentation, herbal tea, thanks.
You are in a bad way. It's god-awful stuff.
My pot plant never recovered after you used it to dispose of a cup of rosehip.
Our plant's herbal? I thought it would like it. I certainly didn't.
So, Mikey, both William and Simon want the room. I want one, you want the other. We really need to have a toss.
Why, you naughty Nelly. Yes, we've put it off long enough. I'll supply the shrapnel. Is there one with a queen on it?
Yes, but you're too big to throw in the air. Use the 50-cent piece. It's the biggest and heaviest of the denominations and optimal for speed and landing.
Okay, and I shall rename you Ernestine.
Ernestine?
Due to your earnestness. Maybe Ernest on your butch days. You know, like Borgnine or Hemingway. Maybe I'll call you Ernie.
You're pushing it. Here, let me do it.
Ooh, this is so exciting! One small toss for queers and one giant toss for queer kind.
Here goes. Heads.
I'll call William.
It's heads.
Right. The deed is done.
Okay, William. We have to let them know.
I'll call Simon after I get back from brunch. Gotta go. I'm late. I've got myself a date.
Okay, I'll ring William before I leave for my folks overnight. Then we know it's sorted.
Okie dokie. Missing you already.
Back to the house filled with flatmates.
Hold on. Why are you both here then? And Viv too, for that matter.
Oh, don't mind me, dolls. I just saw your door open and thought I'd come and check everything was tickety-boo. Neighbourhood watch and all, you know? One can't be too careful.
Indeed, one can't.
Oh dear, this is a pickle.
Perhaps I should mind my own beeswax and leave you all to sort it out.
No, please stay. I'll need witnesses. A crime is about to be committed on me.
I see you've all met my belongings. I'm William.
So sorry. I'm Simon. And I'm a little confused.
And I'm a lot confused. Steph, why is William here? Weren't you going to let him know he didn't get the room?
No, tell him he did get the room.
But Simon got the room. I won the toss.
No, I did. I mean, William won.
Oh, way to make a new housemate feel wanted. There by the tossed grace of a coin go I.
Well, it is nice to be wanted, though.
Nice sentiment, but I don't think that will cut it. 4 into 3 simply won't go.
I've yet to be in that predicament, but I'll take your word for it.
Who needs the young and the restless when it's right next door?
Possibly the young and the hapless.
We look like the young and the hopeless.
Steph grabs Mikey's towel by just the tip, pulling him away.
Excuse us, folks, while we sort out the mess.
I'm Viv, by the way. I'll put the kettle on.
Yes, tea is the definitive panacea for international conflicts and disasters.
I won't do any more unpacking.
Probably wise. I've only got the truck for another 30 minutes, so if we could reach a conclusion soon, I'd be much obliged. Nice to meet you, Viv and Simon.
They're very polite, these two, aren't they? You chose well.
Thanks, Viv, for the affirmation. I need to sit down. Mikey, heads together now.
Don't take your eyes off me for a moment, Viv. This one can get really mean.
Steph and Mikey exit to the courtyard. William and Simon pull up stools at the kitchen counter facing Viv.
This doesn't bode well for either of us.
I'm so sorry for touching your things.
And I am deeply embarrassed for handling your privates. Well, undergarments.
It's okay, you didn't know. They are just shirts and briefs. I did wonder if I'd lost my marbles earlier, though.
Things were coming and going. Very odd.
Are we sure we really want to live in this madhouse?
I do. I get a strong aura of strength and courage from all of you and from these rooms. It's very protective. It's a vibe.
Really? Where are you from?
Most recently from a hate-filled boarding house in Bondi. You?
My overbearing parents in Darling Point. It's my first night away from home.
The courtyard, moments later.
Here's another fine mess you've got us into.
Me? Why me?
William clearly has the bedroom. He won the toss. I distinctly heard you call his name.
Yes, and I clearly recall you shouting who goes, so I yelled William as my preference was for Simon to move in.
I said here goes, not who goes. Who says who goes when tossing a coin? It's here goes. Oh God, I sound like you.
The world according to Steph, you mumbled.
And you bumbled. And sitting way too close so that I know what you had for lunch.
I heard what I heard. Why would I call out William?
Who knows how your mind works? We are a pair of dimwits. Now they're both on our doorstep.
Worse, they've practically moved in.
But hold on. You were home and expecting Simon. Why was William moving his things in?
Because the front door was open.
Question asked. Question answered.
I was in and out of the shower. Anything could have happened.
Anything did. And Viv thrown in for good measure. What did I tell you about not encouraging her?
I didn't, but the door was open.
It was open, yes. And the prosecution rests, your worship. We really must reconsider our open door policy.
The kitchen, moments later. Viv has lined up 5 mugs and is eyeing the courtyard.
I had a premonition this would happen.
I beg your pardon?
I'm a psychic, and my dreams can be really vivid and very revealing.
Oh, how wonderful. Oh, do tell us more.
Thank you for asking. Well, I have a most unusual ritual of inserting celebrities into my dream life.
Is that so unusual? The subconscious can be a law unto itself.
But I'm never personally in them. All the scenarios that play out in my sleep happen to the famous and the infamous. Doris Day is my sunshine and positivity. Jane Fonda for wisdom, and an endlessly bickering Bette Davis and Joan Crawford for my shadow side.
Oh, your shadow side. How dramatic.
No men?
Ooh, yes, but weirdly only TV characters. Maxwell Smart, Gomez Adams, and Gilligan.
Quirky. It's obvious what your viewing habits were growing up.
I'm constantly fascinated, but always guided by my dream life.
Oh, how enthralling. I choose Rock Hudson, or John Travolta, or Elvis to visit me at night. Actually, I'd settle for any bloke. Knowing my luck, I'd end up with Ronald Reagan, Bob Hawke, and Prince Philip.
So, how did today's drama present itself to you in your dreams?
Well, Joan and Betty materialised, as they often do, as Blanche and Jane from Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. They were midway through one of their legendary brawls, when they became Joan Crawford and Bette Davis again. Both had been submitted for Best Actress for the movie, but only Betty was nominated. Joan, in my dream, kept arguing that it was wrong for only one of them to be up for the Academy Award. It needed to be both, or neither of them. But then Betty, in her Baby Jane voice, snapped. But you aren't nominated, are you, Blanche? I am. Then they started a bitch slap. And then I woke up.
A bitch slap, you say? How unladylike.
So, and I'm not entirely sure I should ask, but how does that dream depict our situation? And heaven help us, but does that mean you and I are Betty and Joan? And dare I pose the question, Which is which?
Well, neither. Anne Bancroft ended up winning the Oscar, so both Betty and Joan missed out. So, maybe we are both going to lose the room.
And Mikey and Steph are the Academy?
Possibly, as we are competing against one another.
Or Mikey and Steph are Betty and Joan.
I can't believe I'm having this conversation. But one of us will surely end up with the third bedroom, unless Anne Bancroft is keen.
Normally, I can decipher who in my dream I am, but I'm unsure whether I'm Betty or Joan.
I hear you, dolls. My husband, the Blob, doesn't know if he is Arthur or Martha when he wakes up of a morning. It's not pretty.
I don't remember my dreams at all.
Well, how do you know what your subconscious might be wanting to tell you?
I don't. I sleep. I wake. I just get on with it. I'm a pretty uncomplicated guy, I reckon.
I'd be happy to do a psychic reading for you anytime.
Thanks. But if you can predict what's going to happen here, I'd sleep more soundly.
In the courtyard.
Can we work out who called who first and that person gets the room?
That's an interesting deployment of reasoning, but essentially unfair, and it's who called whom.
What if we started again and not rent to either William or Simon? That'd be fair.
Oh, no. Not fair to me. I'm not going through this process again. No, we have two perfectly fine flatmates here. We goofed.
I'm sure there's any number of friends of Dorothy out there for us.
But we need someone fast, and we have two appropriate someones here and now.
In the kitchen.
So why do two such fine young fellas want to move out of home so young?
I've been living away since I was 15.
Oh my, that's such a baby. What could you possibly have done to warrant that?
I'll bet it was nothing he did. Were you thrown out by your family?
They tried, but I kept coming back. I eventually chose to leave. It was that or get beaten up every other day.
Jeez, I thought I had it rough. That's awful. I just endured intrusively inappropriate parents and no freedom.
I'm gabberflasted.
Maybe flabbergasted?
That too. Who would hurt a sweetie like you?
My stepmother and her dropkick son.
Oh, for goodness sake, a woman beating a young innocent boy? What did your dad do?
Join in mostly.
But why?
Can't you tell? I'm bent. A sissy. A poofter. A faggot. A pillow biter.
Easy, Simon.
Is everything all right?
Yes, it's okay. We're just having tea, biscuits, and a dollop of reality. We're fine.
William puts his hand on the shoulder of a trembling Simon.
You're okay, Simon. You're among friends. Right, Viv?
Oh, of course. I'm speechless. First time for everything, Vivi. I had no idea. Well, I had some idea, but not about that. I figured you were one of them, but not one of those. I mean a battered child. Oh, no, I'm putting my foot in it. Both, actually. I didn't mean to...
Maybe speechless is preferable.
No. I must speak and say what a brave and colourful group of young people you are. I don't think I've ever encountered such a different and unconventional... Well, I mean...
You mean queer?
Queer? Oh, no, such an odd word. And so old-fashioned. And a put-down, isn't it?
No, it's in vogue again. We also use gay.
Mikey certainly is. He's a very happy chappy.
You're not offended by us, are you, Viv?
Why would she be? You've met homosexuals before, haven't you, Viv?
Can't say I have. I've led a sheltered life.
Do you get a hard time for being gay, William?
I'm not gay. I'm into both guys and girls.
So what does that make you?
Spoiled for choice.
Good for you. And Steph?
Also gay. A lesbian.
Well, looky there. This is a red letter day for Vivi. I'm living next door to the queers. Oh, Viv's had her first gay encounter.
In the courtyard.
So, what are we going to do?
Let's face it, we're children playing grown-ups here. We'll have to put our cards on the table and fess up. What else can we do?
2 out of 3 on a coin toss?
Children playing grown-ups. One of them has to go. We just have to put all our heads together and figure it out. Get rid of Viv, will you? She's one head too many and mine is about to explode.
I can't. She made tea and has kept the boys distracted.
Like they haven't been traumatized enough.
In the living room, Viv has poured drinks for all, laid out biscuits on plates, and positioned herself on a stool in the kitchen nook. The others grab their refreshments and find seats in the lounge. Simon and William head for the three-seater, placing themselves on the two ends. Steph races to the armchair, leaving Mikey to the beanbag. All watch as he unceremoniously plops down on it.
Oh, darn it, I'm just not built for this contraption.
But it was you that insisted on buying it.
I selected it for its colour, its shape, and its feel. And that's how I choose my men as well.
William, Simon, Michael and I unreservedly apologise for this unforgivable situation we all find ourselves in.
We promised you both the same room.
Yep, we deduced that some time back.
Well, one of you will have to go.
A diplomat you will never be, Mikey.
You said cards on the table. There they are.
Any ideas on how we deal with this impasse?
Mikey and Steph, you simply have to find a workable resolution. They must both move in.
Henry Kissinger over there wants action.
Kissing what?
The Middle East? A two-state solution? Never mind.
Well, I could go back to living with my parents, but I don't want to.
He's quite clear on that point, Steph.
I'm 26, and I made such a song and dance of finally moving out. I told them I wouldn't spend another night under their roof. It would look pretty infantile to come back after just 3 hours.
A song and dance, you say? What piece did you use?
Talking about infantile.
Viv, please, laugh with me, not at me.
Well, Mrs. Hetherington has already given away my room at the boarding house, so I've got nowhere to stay tonight. Nor tomorrow, for that matter. Hotels are too expensive, and I'm nearly skint.
So how are you going to conjure up the rent?
Something usually turns up.
Here's an idea, Simon. Could you go and stay with William's parents? They now have a spare room.
Actually, that's not funny. If you knew what I know about young Simon here, just grow up, Mikey.
Thank you, Viv, for that timely interjection. He's kidding. You're kidding? We must think laterally.
I thought I was. Just because William doesn't like his parents, Simon might. William can vouch for everyone. One day, you'll realise I am smarter than I look.
I don't think that day will ever come.
Haven't either of you got a friend to stay with?
That's not the point. We both were told we could move in.
Didn't you tell me that was old news?
Not helping, Mikey. Yes, the responsibility is ours. We both gave you an oral agreement.
Steph, please! We have company.
I'm not going to sue, but we need a resolution. I've got less than 15 minutes of truck time left, and most of my belongings littered in 2 different bedrooms, and had my, smalls on show on your kitchen table.
Not so small, actually. Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Could William and I share? Split the rent?
Could you two share, seeing as you erroneously offered us both a room?
Oh, no. I'll work 4 jobs and attend synagogue every Shabbat, but I won't share with a man, even my best friend from school.
Oh, you are so right, Steph. Men are pigs. Well, mine is. Oh, sorry, boys. You're different, I'm sure. The blob is forever oinking, groaning and grunting, with some unpleasant noise continually coming out of him at either end, often at the same time.
Again, thank you, Viv, for your input and solidarity.
Mikey, you clearly like boys. Could you share with one of these fine young specimens?
Just to correct, I think he likes men, not boys.
Thank you, William. I do, but a no to your idea, Viv. I'd have flashbacks to boarding school.
I thought that was right up your alley.
Excuse me? No, it should have been, but I was sent home in disgrace. Quite the scandal. Too noisy, too irritating, too handsy, too everything.
Or could you compensate one so he can go find another house to share?
Viv, won't the blob be expecting his dinner soon?
Oh no, he'll be snoring for a few hours yet. Night shift. I'm good. This is so much more exciting than The Price is Right.
I don't want money. I like it here. I have a good feeling about this house. It has a soothing, energetic vibration.
This house? Really?
I don't mind sharing.
As nice as you seem, Simon, we don't know one another, and cohabiting a small room is probably not a good idea.
I understand.
I have enough money right now to pay for the 1/3 of rent as advertised for the one room.
Really? Even with our egregious miscommunication?
English, please, Steph.
Sure, I'm 80% moved in already, but Simon needs a place too. I could loan you the money to get you somewhere else.
I spent 17 nights at Mrs. Hetherington's, and apart from not getting a single uninterrupted sleep, I was called every name under the sun, and mainly by her. The other boarders looked at me like I was from outer space. I was not safe there.
So, where will he go? What will he do?
Thanks, Scarlett, for that contribution. Viv, one last desperate ditch. Could Simon stay at your place until we sort this out?
Sorry, ducks, no. Oh, my spare room doubles as a sewing room, storage space, and my hideaway to watch the soaps that the blob won't tolerate. Dallas, Dynasty, Falcon Crest, Knots.
But don't you have a third bedroom like we do?
Yes, that's the blob's playpen. He tinkers when he gets under my feet, so I tell him to go blob a job. Anyway, even if we had a room, he wouldn't allow another person there. He barely tolerates me.
Okay, well, I'm out of ideas. William's got to return the truck, Simon needs safe haven, so I think you will both sleep here tonight and we'll face tomorrow when it comes.
That will be tomorrow. But yes, we have the sofa and some cushions. Shall we toss for it?
No!
We won't toss for it. You guys sort it. I'm done.
And for my part, I'm going to go right back to my home, take my casserole out of my oven, not put it on my husband's plate, but bring it here to share with all of you. Done.
Won't the blob miss his din-din?
Nah, I'll say I burnt it. He'll pick up a bucket from the Colonel instead. He doesn't get to lick his fingers after my cooking, that's for sure.
Viv and Simon gather up the cups ambling into the kitchen. William heads outside to continue his move. Steph stands above Mikey, struggling to get off the beanbag. He looks perturbed.
Are you okay?
Ugh, the beanbag won't release me.
The flatmates.
Someone's not going to get what they want.
Two someones. But if you look at this as a sociological experiment, how we resolve this will be the challenge and a test for our queertopia.
How can you just be philosophical about it?
It's either that, or I fall into a heap and self-flagellate over potentially ruining another person's very existence.
Yikes. And I thought I was the resident drama queen. It's time for your coronation, your match. I'm worried about Simon. He's vulnerable. I'll offer him my bed.
Really? You'd do that? That's sweet.
As long as he doesn't engage in any supernatural activities. I need my beauty sleep.
I thought it was too good to be true. You'd have to share your bed?
But of course. I'm not sleeping on the floor on that pokey couch. I need spacious slumbering.
Seeing as I've got my stuff in your courtyard, can I grab some cushions and camp out there tonight?
Ooh, I love camping.
Quelle surprise. No, that'd be too uncomfortable.
Oh, I had an idea.
Does our front door actually shut?
I have the answer.
A deadlock?
What? No. I'll ask one of you strapping lads to bring over my spare mattress and place it in the corner there. I insist. If I can't provide a bed at ours, then at least one of the boys can have a comfy place to rest his tired bod. Okay? Done deal.
I'll take it. Thanks so much, Viv. Very kind.
Simon looks a little teary. Viv strokes his cheek.
You're more than welcome, dolls.
Look at that. Tea, a casserole, a mattress. What will this woman give us next?
A break from her company?
Shh. She's good value.
William's bedroom, 8 p.m. William and Simon are sitting cross-legged on the floor sorting through boxes. Mikey puts his head in.
Are you boys okay?
Yes, still separating mine from his and yours.
Luckily, we all have different tastes.
And sizes. Have you had enough to eat? That casserole didn't really stretch for 5, did it?
And was it beef or chicken?
I haven't got a clue what it was, bless her. Si, you're welcome to share my room tonight. Viv's mattress looks like it dates back to the war.
Thanks so much for that offer. But I'll be okay.
I wouldn't lay a finger on you. I promise. My feet, I can't be so sure of. Restless legs.
You're very kind, but I'm better on my own. The lounge will do me fine. I shall think about all the different people who might have slept on that mattress during its lifetime.
That doesn't sound like much of a restful sleep.
I'll leave you boys to this fun. Just put mine at the door. Now I'll have to really unpack. Steph has been at me for weeks. She can get a bit butch, but has a heart of gold and supersonic hearing.
Mikey leaves with a flourishing gesture. They smile.
He's a good egg. A bit full on, though. How bad did it actually get at the boarding house?
From the very first night, when Mrs. Hetherington caught me staring at one of the young brickies packed lunch, you know? Then it was all downhill from there. She said I was abnormal, a sinner, and that I should keep my eyes to myself. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, she would say, repeatedly. The other males would give me dirty looks, menacing eyes. It was incredibly uncomfortable. I barricaded myself in the room at night. There was no lock.
How old are you, Simon?
I'm 20.
That's wrong. Not being 20, but for being vilified. Just for being you.
I've been this way all my life. Mikey told me he's moved 5 times this last 12 months. I've clocked up 28 places in 5 years.
I'm surprised you unpack it all. But you certainly don't travel light for someone always on the move.
I am a little light-fingered. I take souvenirs. Compensation, I call it. I think this is all of my stuff. The rest is bagged up in the courtyard.
Simon, I want you to sleep in here tonight.
I'm very flattered, William, but as you said, we don't know one another.
No, you have my bed and I'll take Viv's antique lump. I'll be up at Sparrow's Fart for work. And you? You need a good night's sleep.
That's so nice of you. Thanks so much.
And just maybe, Betty and Joan will take the night off.
Yes. Some Doris Day in my dreams would be really helpful. Or some sage advice from Jane Fonda. Perhaps you could meet up with Dolly Parton and Lily Tomlin from 9 to 5.
You do have some fascinating nocturnal friends. Hey, you might get Maxwell Smart conquering chaos for you. Now that would be a good omen.
Simon smiles and leaves the room. William looks wistful. The living room, 10:30 p.m. William has climbed into the makeshift bed in t-shirt and shorts. Steph emerges from the kitchen with a drink. She hails him from a distance.
Thank you, William, for your kindness and understanding on, well, everything.
No worries, Steph. One night of displacement I can deal with. Simon copped 5 years of it.
This was never our intention.
I know. And tomorrow is another day.
Oy vey, quoting Scarlett O'Hara. Mikey's rubbing off on you already.
Between him and Simon, there's plenty of camp culture in this house.
Indeed. Welcome to Queertopia. Well, good night, and I hope you get some sleep on that,
Glorified sack.
Oh, Viv and her gifts. Good night, boys.
Night, John boy.
Good night, Steph.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, Mikey.
Good night, Grandma.
Good night, Mikey.
Good night, Bobby Joe, Billy Joe, Betty Joe.
That's Petticoat Junction.
Don't make me come in there, Mikey.
The living room, 9 a.m. Mikey struts out of his bedroom, no one around, and bounces into the kitchen. He has a short-sleeved shirt and tight jeans. He peers into the fridge, ass sticking out as he grabs items. Simon has glided into the living room and is at the counter.
Mikey, I've been...
Oh, my giddy aunt!
Mikey jumps in fright, dropping most of what he was carrying.
I didn't know you were there. What a sight for you to have to see. First thing. Although, I'm told it is my best angle.
So sorry. I don't tend to make a lot of noise.
Not by day, perhaps, but you were quite lively during the night. Talking, humming, and I'm certain you sang a few bars of Que Sera Sera.
Sorry. I can get quite active in my sleep. So others have complained.
No need to apologise. Not with me, sigh.
So sorry. Oh, I do say sorry a lot. Sorry. Oops.
Who can argue with Doris Day? Pillow talk, pillow talk, pillow talk, talk, talk.
Mikey, I've made a decision.
Oh, okay. Sigh about?
About me being here. I've thought long and hard about everything.
I've found that the best way to do most things.
I do think that the way forward is to...
You won't want to miss the next episode. Trust me. Really.
The role of Mikey is played by Declan Clifford.
Steph is performed by Tessa Nielsen.
River Stevens is the actor behind Simon.
The character William is brought to you by Riley Nottingham.
Viv is crafted by Martine Halliday.
My name is Barry Michael and the songs featured here were written and performed by me.
Recorded at Big Ears Audio by Adrian Ricciotti and Tony Lazaro. And I'm Joanna Halliday, and I've been your storyteller. Friends of Dorothy was written, produced, directed, and edited by David Rector.
No wonder I'm so tired.
Copyright 2024.